and the Hugh Torance House and Store. We're happy that you are all here, and we're happy that our weather has cooperated more than we thought it might, so we're thankful for that. And I wanted to just start with a few announcements. First, let's thank our sponsors for today's event, Lake Norman Realty and Blue Harbor Bank. And of course, our most important sponsors are our Heart Circle members. That's our membership organization, and that goes a long way towards making these free community events possible. So if you are a member, thank you so much for your support, and please renew your membership. And if you are not yet a member, you can find out more information at heartscollaborative.org on how to join Heart Circle and all that entails. Let's see, so today we have got a great mix of living history, music, dance, art, nature, all the things that, and history of course, all the things that make Hearts what it is. I'd like to start by going over a few of our upcoming events. We have, of course, guided tours of the Hugh Torance House and Store, which is the building just next door, which is the oldest standing store in North Carolina. So we have guided tours every Sunday, and also there are tours available today as well. And the Hugh Torance House and Store is open, and we'll be actually transitioning over there in just a little bit after we do our Maypole dance, which is here for obvious reasons. Also at the Hugh Torance House and Store, we have ghost hunts coming up. Those are monthly and a lot of fun, so if you haven't tried that, that's a great way to spend a spooky evening. The historic Sharp House in Statesville has recently become a Hearts affiliate, and we're excited about that and want to share that they have tea and tours twice a month. That is in Statesville, and it's a fantastic historic building to get to know, and the events are great, and the in-house food and catering is fantastic as well. So those tea and tours are include all of that. So check that out. Also, we have another Hearts event this month, later in May, called Trails Through Time, and that is an exploration of the Great Wagon Road, on which a lot of these Scots-Irish settlers traveled. And there is a little spur of that Great Wagon Road in Troutman called Cheryl's Path. And that is what this event is going to be focused on, is learning more about Cheryl's Path and the Great Wagon Road, and also, as always, incorporating art and music as well. So that is coming up on the 23rd, Saturday, May 23rd in Troutman. And then finally, our Hearts June event here at the Hugh Torance House and Store in Cedar Grove is our Junion event, which has become a yearly tradition. And for this Junion, we're going to learn more about Henry Brevard from Andre Kearns, who co-chairs the Hearts Reunion Project and is a genealogist and author and entrepreneur. And so he has done a lot of research into Henry Brevard, who was the formerly enslaved blacksmith and ironworker who donated the land for Brevard's Chapel in Denver to be built in the 1870s. And that historic church was in danger of demolition, and Hearts is one of Hearts' big initiatives over the last couple of years is contributing to the effort to preserve that building and give it a new life as well. So we're going to learn more about how that church came to be and how that congregation came to be from Andre, and that is June the 13th right here at Cedar Grove in Huntersville. Let's see, we're very excited to have Celtic Sessions here with us today, Julian, RG, and Naomi, and they are doing double duty because they're going to provide the music for our Maypole dance, which is coming up in just a bit. And then they are going to be transitioning over to the Hugh Torance House and Store to give us more music, and they'll be inside the building. We've got a lot of living history content over there, and Rick Monroe has brought a fantastic array of cookery and cast iron and doing some demonstrations and over there, so you won't want to miss that. Behind me, Cedar Grove will be open until 3 o'clock. The first floor is open for you to walk through. We have a fantastic local art exhibit up called Love Transcends. That is in conjunction with the 9189 Studio Gallery in Charlotte. So, and I believe this is the last month that that exhibit will be up. So don't miss a chance to go and check that out in our Center Hall Gallery. And then stay close because our Maypole dance is right around the corner. And I think we're going to have a little bit of ecological wisdom from our naturalist Aaron Camp as well in just a few minutes. But now I'd like to turn it over to Celtic Sessions to give us a little music. So take it away, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's Celtic Sessions, and they're going to be with us all afternoon long. At this time, I'd like to invite Aaron Camp, our resident naturalist, to the mic to share a little bit about what's going on in the garden in May.
All right, hey there, everybody. In case you're unfamiliar with our historic hedge over here, we're working on restoring it, and we've created what we're calling the hedge garden. If you're unfamiliar, some of you guys have been kind of following along with this journey. If you haven't, this is an ancient hedge remnant that's on the property. It's somewhere in the realm of 150 to 200 years old, which is unbelievable. It was a few seasons ago just a giant mess of greenbrier and poison ivy. So the first part of restoring that hedge involved us just essentially trying to remove all the poison ivy, which is a constant work in progress. We can't use any chemicals around it, and so what I essentially have to do is 3 or 4 times a season just get in there and constantly pull the poison ivy and greenbrier just manually, because we don't want to risk putting any chemicals around it, which typically involves me getting poison ivy a couple times a year, which is a heck of a commitment if I do say so myself. In each of the corners, we're planting a bunch of different native plants. If you have any questions about what's popping up over there, you can always ask. We've got Joe Pieweed, we've got native swamp sunflower over there. I'm trying clustered mountain mint next, since a lot of the things that we planted over there, the deer on the property just are using for a constant snack. And we've also got a really cool thing on the far side edge, which is a bench that a good friend of mine built out of a cedar that fell down in one of the storms over here. It's a great place for taking pictures and whatnot. It's just had its annual haircut for the season, which takes a few hours to do. And so, yeah, it's a constant work in progress. Eventually, it's going to just be essentially something that wildflowers erupt from within, kind of like a giant vase or centerpiece. And yeah, I encourage you to check it out if you're unfamiliar, and feel free to ask me any gardening questions while you're at it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Aaron.
All right, thank you, Aaron. All right, we're going to go ahead and transition into our Maypole dance because we have a lot of you here and want everyone to participate in this. And so I'm going to start by just telling you a little bit about the dance and how it works, and it's easy, so don't be afraid to join in. And then we're going to maybe do a quick little demonstration. I might get a few dance demonstrators up here to just walk through what you'll be doing. Once again, it's going to be, you'll think it's quite simple. I think it's mostly just walking. And then after that, we'll invite everyone to step up and pick up a ribbon and hold that. And then we will get Celtic Sessions to give us some appropriate tempoed music to dance to, and we'll get started. So here's the dance tutorial. At the end of each ribbon is a letter. It's either an A or a B, and that written in Sharpie. So make a note of whether you're holding an A or a B, because there'll be times when the A's do one thing and the B's do another. Right now, where the ribbons, you may have to sort of tug a little bit to get the ribbon. We've got them sort of pinned down, so you can just pull that through the little staple, the little landscape staple that's pinning it down. When you pick that up, and right now where the ribbons are pinned down, that kind of forms a circle. So that's kind of where, our main circle where we'll be dancing. There will be a time when we're doing 2 circles, so just imagine another circle about 5 feet inside. Abigail will show, yes. Imagine another circle about there. There'll be times when the bees, I think, will go inside and dance around that circle. So use your imagination to create little circles on the ground. In past years, I've actually painted those circles on the ground, but the weather this time made me think I might not be able to do that. So, plus, I don't know, who knows? I don't think it's necessary to paint the circles. I think you guys are capable dancers and can do it without paint. All right, so like a square dance, there will be a caller who will announce which steps to do when. That will be me. I don't know if I'm qualified to do that, and I just found out that we have a Maypole expert here who has led us elementary school children in Maypole dances in the past. So
I was the elementary school student.
Or has been doing Maypole dances as an elementary student. Anyway, but I will do my best to be that square dance caller to tell you guys what to do. And so listen for that. Let's see, there's going to be 4 main dance steps. 3 of the steps basically just involve winding the ribbons around the pole and then unwinding them. So you kind of do something and then you reverse and do it backwards. The last of the 4 steps, however, is called the grand in and out, and that one is the step where you actually weave the ribbons down the pole. And so, when that is done, the dance is over. The ribbons will be all wrapped around the pole, nicely braided, and then that's when the dance is over. So that's the 4th one. So let's see. To begin the dance, we're going to just perform a cycle of the steps that don't actually braid the ribbon. So I think let's do a little demo of this. The first step. Let's see. Do we have a few Maypole dance demonstrators? Miss Heidi, Michael. Yes, that would be fantastic. I think we can do this with 4. So, all right. So, and you may not even have to pick up the ribbons. I'm not sure if they'll get tangled up if you do this. So. All right, so let's have a couple of A's. Abigail and Heidi, why don't you guys be A's? And then we'll have 2 B's. Okay, so the first step is going to be just simply circling around the maypole on that outside circle. So we're not actually going to pick up the ribbons yet. Abigail. All right, so let's see. So this one, we're going to circle around for 8 measures, and then we're going to reverse and circle the other way for 8 measures. So Celtic Sessions, can you guys give us a little bit of a jig that might work for this? Yeah. All right, so dancers, get ready to circle to the right. Or whatever. Okay. Step to the right. 2, 3, 4, 2. Get ready to reverse. Circle to the left, 8 bars. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first dance step. Circling to the right, circling to the left. Woo! All right, the next one is going to be stepping in towards the maypole and back out. And as you do this, you can feel free to raise your hands high as you approach the center and then bring them back down as you come out. All right, dancers, are you ready? They're going to count it off, and then we're going to step 4 steps in, 4 steps out.
2, 3, 4.
In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out. 2, 3, 4. And again. Out. In, 2, 3, all right. That is our second dance step. So be ready to step in and back out. Our next one is a little more tricky. It's the concentric circles. So who are the A's? Abigail and Heidi. So you'll stay on that outside circle. The B's move in about 5 feet. And the A's are going to circle to the right. And the B's are going to walk to the left. And then we'll do that for 8 measures, and then we'll reverse. And so the right and the left, that's as you face the center of the circle. All right, so A's to the right, B's to the left, and then we'll reverse that. All right, ready, Celtic Sessions?
1, 2, 3, 4.
2. ready to turn around and go the other way, reverse. All right, so that's step number 3, the concentric circle. So be ready for that one when it comes up. And the last one is the grand right and left. Once again, that is the step that actually braids the ribbons. And the grand right and left is a lot like the concentric, well, the grand right and left is like the concentric circles, except you'll be, as every time you pass each other, you move, yeah. It's probably easier for you guys to just show than for me to try to describe it in words. So.
You go inside one person and then outside the next. And then
Go
inside
over
one
their
person.
head and
But it gets
out
all messed
under
up
their
because
head.
everybody messes the order up. So you go out twice.
Yeah, the B's go to the left.
Doesn't matter. It's all
Right.
First pass is on the right. So one on the right one first. Or left, right.
Don't worry, it'll win.
Yeah, that's right. Easier to do than to explain, but.
It works out.
All right, ready to give it a quick little demo?
Sure. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So I think you get the idea. It would make even more sense when there's more people out there and you're holding the ribbon. So let's give a big round of applause to our dance demonstrators for making that all crystal clear. All right, now is the moment you've all been waiting for when we invite everyone to come and pick up a ribbon. You may have to tug on it a little bit to get it to come out of that landscape staple.
Have everybody hold their stakes in their hand, and I'm going to come and get it. And I'll come get it.
Just leave them on the ground. All right, looking for a few more dancers. We've got 24 spots. Let's see if we can get a few more dancers out there.
It looks like we might have 24, so we might be okay. You have enough?
I still see a few guys.
I just had knee surgery.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's potholes out there.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you would
yeah.
like to dance
I think it's
and don't have a spot, if you stand outside the ring, someone will give you their ribbon at some point, and you can kind of sort of jump in there. All right, I think I see almost all of the ribbons have been spoken for, which is amazing.
in that hole.
All right, we're about ready to start. So we are going to start by circling to the right for 8 measures, everybody, and then I'll give you the cue to reverse that, and we'll circle to the left. And then I'll give you a cue when it's ready to move into the circle and then back out, and just like our demonstrator showed us. Are you ready, Celtic Sessions? Okay, they're going to give us a count off, and then we'll start stepping to the right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3. All right, get ready to turn around. Reverse. Everybody get ready to move to the inside of the circle. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In. Out, 2, 3, 4. In. Out. Let's get ready for our concentric circles. So the B's take a few steps inside. A's stay where you are. And the A's to the right and B's to the left. And get ready to reverse. Reverse. 2, 3, 4. Come back out to the edge and we'll get ready to move in, step in and out again. Ready? All right. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And when you come back out, we'll all circle to the right. To the right. And get ready to walk the other way. Reverse. 2, 3, 4. Get ready to move back into the center. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. All right, when you come back out, let's do our concentric circles again. So B's move back into the inside. We'll start walking now. 2, 3, 4. B's to the left. A's to the right. And get ready to turn around and walk the other way. Reverse. 2, 3, 4. Let's get ready to move back to the inside of the circle again. In, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2. All right, when you come back out, we're going to pause briefly and get ready for the grand right and left. So for this one, we're going to have all the A's turn to the right. A's turn to your right and B's turn to your left.
moment to recalibrate our ribbons, and then one more, Michael.
So are you an A or a You're an
Mr. Connor, you were going. That took a lot of work to get.
All right, so I think we've got our ribbons reset, and we're about ready to start the grand right and left. So once again, A's turn to your right, and you'll be walking to the right. B's turn to your left.
Just to
And
reiterate that it's every other person that they're on the other side.
so we'll be, as you walk, yes, so you're going to walk inside the A. Yeah. So starting off, the A's are going to walk outside the first B, and then they'll walk inside. In and out, in and out. All right. I think we're ready to give it a try. It's going to work out great. And we won't stop until we have braided down the whole pole. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but just remember, the A's, you're going to pass your first B, you'll be on the outside. B's, you'll pass your first A on the inside, and then just keep alternating from there. All right, Kelsey.
In, out, in, out. Oh, better be quiet. I won't mess y'all up.
They're going to give us a count off, and then we'll start.
1, 2, 3, go.
getting close. Let's do this about 8 more measures. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is amazing. I think we've taken it about as far as we can take it safely. So we're going to call that done, and now just take a moment to admire the amazing tight braid on that maypole. Awesome. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thank you for being such good sports and for doing such a great job. That looks amazing. And if anybody wants to help me untangle it, I'll probably be over here tomorrow. All right. So, I'd like to thank all of our volunteers here today, all of our living history reenactors, all of you who participated in our Maypole dance. What's next? Cedar Grove will be opened until 3 o'clock once again to tour the... Okay, I've just been informed that it will be open until 3:15 to give you a chance to check out the art exhibit and tour the first floor. And then the focus shifts next door to the Hugh Torance House and Store, where we have some more living history. We will have Celtic Sessions performing inside. The store is open with lots of local crafts, books, history, and more. We have some demonstrations of some colonial games. Special thanks to Graham for helping with that. And just to a little bit more about Celtic Sessions, this was just their minimal setup. They are all multi-instrumentalists and have got a more extensive setup over in the Hugh Torance House and Store that you won't want to miss, including harp. Is that Irish harp rather than a classic? Folk harp, hammered dulcimer, banjo, fiddle, guitars. So you're in for a treat. Yeah, and they will be providing some engaging history and stories behind some of the songs that they're going to perform. So once again, give it up for Celtic Sessions.
Thank you. See you over there. Nice try, Reggie.
We
1, 2, 3.
want to do, see what's the one we did.
They're doing the mountain.
I'm still on the mountain, yeah.
I guess
Hugh.
vocals going.
Yeah, let's do this. This is an original, so we do Irish, Scottish, and some original Celtic music. And this is one Julian wrote called On the Mountain. Because I feel like this one kind of really relates to North Carolina. The mountains we have here, likewise, they have a lot of mountains in Scotland. So the early settlers that came here, I think, had that relationship, that connectivity to the mountains.
That's right. That's why they wanted to come here, because it reminded them of where they came from.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
And this
climate
song,
and, yeah.
this song is kind of a, there's a hair flip.
You go first, Reggie.
I'll let you go.
No, you can go.
Okay.
I just know we can't go.
Okay, yeah. That's neat. You got the onboard tuner down there.
Yeah, because I use the capo a little bit too, it really helps me out.
That's nice.
It just sounds like, everything sounds so much nicer and so much easier. Even if you play it badly, it sounds
Yep, I'm with you now.
I'm going home to the mountain where my feet to roam. Down on the banks of the shining river where with the water I will go. All through the years on the mountain, with every step I'm out in times of tears and times of laughing, I've been through it every day. Bring that road. Through the summer rain, despite what some may say, I'm going home, trying to know. You know a ship that sails only through safe waters will never sail too far from shore. So take your wings and fly, now is the only time we will meet again under the stars.
country style, more kind of a Celtic overtone called Draper Valley. Here it is. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.